Hi everyone, Kevin here from the Online Visibility Agency. In this video, we're going to talk about the perfect length for blog posts, articles, and videos. And this is a really important one because over time this has changed. And we've heard throughout time the birth of the vlog, the birth of the micro blog and things like this. And, go back 10, 12, 15 years, 3, 4, 500 word blog posts, pretty much okay. You could get away with that. There wasn't a lot of content out online then. So, it was okay. It did its job. You'd put a blog post out, you'd regularly put stuff out, it would get you work. You'd put a video out on YouTube, it'd do its job. But nowadays we have to work harder to achieve the same or even a little bit less. But if we want more, then we've got to do more. And that's what this really comes down to. So when we're looking, let's start with blog posts, for example. So if we want to create a decent piece of content where the search engines goes, this is a value piece, it's got some decent information in it, focused on one thing, then we're looking between 1,500 and 2,500 words for a blog post to be pretty good. I've seen people at the moment going out and doing 20,000 word blog posts, and I'm sitting there scratching my head going, you know what, they've completely missed the point for what this is about. And this is about you, the person that's going to read this, listen to it, watch it, whatever. Because if it's that long, you're never going to read it. You're going to skim through the headlines and maybe read a part of it, but probably miss the bulk of it. And it's not going to really serve you that well, which is why silo pages were invented, for the love of God. So blog posts, 1,500, 2,500 words, that should get you focused really nicely on one thing. If you find it's going way beyond that, split it into a series or link it into a part 2 and a part 1 and have it connecting through to different areas on your site. So blog posts and articles, really keep it around that sort of length. Now, videos are a bit different. So we've got the birth of TikTok and GIFs and all of these areas, Instagram, Facebook stories, all of that, where we can put little snippets of video up, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 120 seconds. They're awesome. They're great for creating snappy bits of content, 10, 15 second videos. People love watching them, right? It serves a purpose. It does one thing only, and it gets to the point of what you need it to do. So they work really, really incredibly well, but you need volume of those out there to really build your case for using video effectively. Or of course we've got YouTube, and if we start to come into videos like this where we've got some information we want to convey, we want to tell you something useful that you might go, you know what, I've learned something there, I'll walk away from that knowing a bit more than what I did a few minutes ago, then we're sort of aiming for the 3 to 6, maybe 10 minutes a push, depends on how many things you're going to be covering in there. If you've only really got one thing to talk about, in this I'm talking about the length of blog posts and videos, right? So I'll cover 2 things, but they're quite short. I don't need to waffle on too much about it. Then keeping it a little bit on the lower end is going to serve you well. If you're going into much more depth about how these are going to be structured and what you're going to do, and different types of blog posts, different types of videos, and breaking down the structure behind how you would create, plan, execute, and then deliver these, then maybe you're heading on for the 6 to 10 minutes mark. But apart from that, you want to sort of keep it at a reasonably watchable level where it's not filled with a load of old nonsense and people get to hear what they need to hear about. So to sum up, blog posts, 1,500, 2,500 words. Any more than that, split it into part 1, part 2, or do it as a little series. Videos, if we're doing the shorts, Instagrams, TikToks, keep it between 10, 30 seconds, a minute max, or even YouTube shorts, which they've now increased the length of those that you can do. Or if we're doing normal video, YouTube videos, video over on LinkedIn or wherever you're doing it on your website, and it's an informational piece or in a piece of content, 3 to 12 minutes is your optimal time. Anything way longer than that, unless it's an over the shoulder and I'm going to show you something, click this, click that, that type of thing. But if it's just like this, informational, really helpful stuff that's going to move you forward, keep it 3 to 6 to 10 to 12 minutes max, and then you should be all good. So remember to like and share this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you're over on YouTube, and I'll catch you in the next video.